Chosen ones, have you ever felt drained, anxious, or confused after speaking to certain people? It might not just be their actions, but the words they use to poison your spirit. Words carry an energy that many people overlook. It's easy to focus on how someone behaves or the decisions they make, but often, the damage is done by what is spoken. You might notice that after certain conversations, you feel depleted, mentally fatigued, or emotionally shaken. This isn't a coincidence. Words have the power to lift us up or tear us down. As chosen ones, you are especially sensitive to this energy, which is why it's critical to recognize when someone's words are designed to weaken you. We all have experienced moments where we thought, "Why do I feel so heavy after that conversation?" You may not even realize it, but some individuals intentionally use language to undermine your confidence and peace. They may not physically harm you, but their words slowly chip away at your spirit. This subtle form of manipulation can cause confusion and self-doubt, leaving you feeling uneasy. The poison is invisible but real, and it can slowly erode your sense of self-worth if you aren't vigilant. In this video, we're going to unpack exactly how this happens and why certain people use words as weapons. I'll guide you through the tactics they employ and how you can protect yourself from these verbal attacks. Stay with me as I share practical tips, backed by research and real-world examples, to help you recognize when you're being poisoned with words, and most importantly, how to distance yourself from those doing the poisoning. By the end of this video, you'll not only spot these toxic conversations, but you'll also feel empowered to protect your energy and stay on your chosen path. Words are not just a method of communication, they carry energy and influence the mind and emotions in profound ways. Whether it's encouragement or criticism, what we hear shapes our internal world. Positive words can elevate our mood, boost our confidence, and inspire us to take action. In contrast, negative words can trigger doubt, fear, and even anxiety. The way words are used, whether lovingly or maliciously, can have a long-lasting impact on our mental health. As chosen ones, you are more susceptible to this because of your heightened sensitivity to the energy behind words. The science behind the impact of language on our brains is fascinating. When we hear negative or toxic language, our brain releases stress hormones like cortisol, which is responsible for that sinking, anxious feeling you may get after a harsh conversation. For instance, studies show that certain words can activate the amygdala, the brain's fear center, leading to a fight-or-flight response. This can happen subconsciously, even when you aren't fully aware of the harmful intent behind the words. Dr. Masaru Emoto's research demonstrated that words can even alter the molecular structure of water. Positive words create harmonious patterns, while negative words cause chaotic formations. Given that our bodies are 70% water, it's possible that the energy behind words affects our physical and emotional well-being in ways we are just beginning to understand. Imagine this scenario: you wake up feeling great, ready to take on the day. But then you have a brief interaction with someone who throws a few toxic comments your way. They don't even have to be overt insults. Maybe it's something passive-aggressive or a subtle jab that leaves you second-guessing yourself. Suddenly, your entire mood shifts. That light, positive energy you started the day with vanishes, and you find yourself stuck in a cycle of overthinking or self-doubt. Words have this power. They can influence your entire emotional state, impact your decision-making, and throw you off balance for hours, if not days. This is why it's crucial to understand and guard against the power of toxic language. How negative words poison the spirit. Toxic individuals often employ subtle tactics to manipulate and undermine others, and their preferred weapon is language. Passive aggressiveness, belittling comments, sarcasm disguised as humor, and gaslighting are among the most common methods they use to break down your spirit. These tactics can be difficult to identify at first because they aren't always direct. Passive-aggressive comments might seem innocent on the surface, but they are designed to plant seeds of doubt or guilt in your mind. Belittling remarks often come in the form of harmless jokes or disguised as helpful advice, but their true intention is to make you feel small and incapable. Sarcasm, another common tool, is often delivered in a joking tone but with a sharp edge that stings. Toxic individuals might make sarcastic remarks that highlight your perceived weaknesses or mock your successes, leaving you questioning their sincerity. Gaslighting, on the other hand, is a more insidious form of manipulation where the toxic person twists reality, making you doubt your own perceptions. This tactic is particularly harmful because, over time, it can lead you to lose trust in yourself, relying more on the manipulator's version of events. When faced with these tactics consistently, it's easy to internalize the negativity and start believing the toxic narrative about yourself. Psychologically, repeated exposure to these negative tactics can have long-term consequences. Emotional abuse, which includes these forms of verbal manipulation, can erode your sense of self-worth and confidence over time. Studies in psychology have shown that individuals subjected to constant criticism or gaslighting can develop anxiety, depression, and even post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Your spirit, your sense of self, peace, and joy, becomes contaminated by these toxic words. Imagine a plant being watered with poison instead of clean water. At first, the plant may seem fine, but over time, its vitality weakens. This is exactly what happens to your spirit when it is repeatedly poisoned by negative words. Identifying the word poisoners. Recognizing the individuals who use words to poison your spirit is key to protecting yourself. These people often exhibit certain traits, such as manipulative behavior, the use of consistently negative language, indirect insults, and backhanded compliments. Manipulative people are skilled at twisting conversations to make themselves seem in control or superior. They may use negative language in a subtle way, constantly pointing out flaws, making you question your abilities, or implying that your successes are due to luck rather than hard work. Their words leave you feeling diminished, even if the negativity isn't immediately obvious. Indirect insults are one of their favorite tools. Instead of directly saying something hurtful, they'll frame their comments as jokes, observations, or constructive criticism. For instance, they might say something like, "You're brave for wearing that outfit," which seems like a compliment but is really an underhanded insult. Backhanded compliments are similar in that they appear to praise you, but contain a hidden sting. Someone might say, "You've really done well for someone like you," leaving you wondering what exactly they meant by someone like you. These are the kinds of comments that gnaw at your self-esteem over time, subtly eroding your confidence. To understand the full impact of these word poisoners, consider the story of someone who decided to distance themselves from a toxic friend or family member. Over the years, this person had been subjected to constant negativity and subtle undermining remarks. Once they recognized the pattern and chose to cut off contact, they noticed an almost immediate shift in their mental and emotional well-being. Their energy levels increased, they felt more confident, and they began to pursue their goals with renewed vigor. Removing the source of verbal poison allowed them to reclaim their peace and grow into their true potential. This example serves as a reminder that sometimes the best way to protect yourself is to step away from those who use words to poison you. Why chosen ones are more vulnerable? Chosen ones, particularly those who are highly sensitive, spiritual, and intuitive, often find themselves more vulnerable to word poisoning than others. This heightened sensitivity to energy means that words, which carry vibrations, affect them more deeply. Their open-hearted nature and compassion make them empathetic to others' pain and struggles, and while this is a beautiful gift, it also makes them easy targets. Toxic individuals are drawn to this energy, seeing it as something to control or diminish. Because chosen ones tend to give others the benefit of the doubt, they often overlook subtle verbal attacks, thinking it's their duty to help or heal the person delivering them. These compassionate individuals are driven by the desire to understand and uplift others, which can blind them to the negative intentions behind certain words. Toxic people exploit this empathy, knowing that chosen ones are more likely to forgive or rationalize harmful words. This emotional openness makes it difficult for chosen ones to set boundaries because they fear appearing uncaring or harsh. However, this vulnerability leaves them exposed to continuous word poisoning, which slowly chips away at their inner strength and peace. The very traits that make them special also make them susceptible to being drained by those who seek to control their light. Spiritual teachings often emphasize the importance of guarding your heart and mind from negativity. In the Bible, Proverbs 4 verse 23 states, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." This wisdom applies especially to chosen ones, whose compassionate spirits can easily be tainted by negativity if they are not vigilant. Other sacred texts, like Buddhist teachings, also emphasize the need to maintain a pure mind by avoiding toxic speech and harmful conversations. Empaths and highly sensitive people attract toxic individuals because of their natural inclination to help and heal, but this often leads to a one-sided dynamic where the chosen one is drained rather than replenished. Protecting one's spirit requires recognizing when to help and when to distance oneself. Techniques to protect yourself. One of the most effective techniques to protect yourself from word poisoning is setting clear boundaries. It may seem difficult at first, especially for chosen ones who are naturally giving and open, but boundaries are essential for maintaining your mental and emotional well-being. Boundaries don't mean you have to cut people out of your life completely, but they do require that you limit the access toxic individuals have to your thoughts and emotions. Whether it's limiting the time spent with someone who constantly speaks negatively or directly addressing harmful language, boundaries are the first line of defense. Respectfully distancing yourself from people who poison you with words is an act of self-care, not selfishness. It's important to remember that you are not obligated to tolerate harmful conversations just because you care about someone. This might mean spending less time with them, limiting what you share, or even avoiding certain topics that trigger negative comments. The more you reinforce these boundaries, the more you protect your energy. Chosen ones often feel guilt when distancing themselves, but it's crucial to understand that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Preserving your peace allows you to continue your spiritual journey without being weighed down by negativity. In addition to setting boundaries, practicing mindful language consumption is key. This means being intentional about the conversations you engage in, the media you consume, and the environments you surround yourself with. If your daily diet of language consists of gossip, negativity, or constant criticism, it will begin to affect your internal world. Start paying attention to the type of language you expose yourself to and make conscious efforts to reduce negativity. Pair this with daily affirmations and positive self-talk, which are simple yet powerful ways to counteract the effects of toxic words. For example, someone who shifted their mindset from absorbing toxic language to reinforcing their self-worth through affirmations reported feeling more confident and less susceptible to negative influences. Daily affirmations can include statements like, "I am strong, I am worthy of respect," and "I choose to surround myself with positivity." Practical exercises for spiritual protection. Daily meditation and reflection are powerful tools to center yourself amidst the chaos of the outside world. Meditation allows you to create a space of stillness within, where you can process emotions and let go of any negative energy picked up throughout the day. During your meditation practice, focus on affirming positive truths about yourself and your life, which serves as an antidote to any toxic words you've encountered. Meditation helps you reset emotionally and mentally, creating a buffer between you and the world's negativity. As you develop this practice, you'll find yourself less affected by harmful words, as your internal peace becomes stronger than external chaos. Visualization techniques are another effective method for protecting your spirit from word poisoning. Before entering potentially toxic environments or engaging with individuals known to use harmful language, visualize a protective shield around yourself. This shield can be a golden light, a wall of energy, or anything that resonates with you. The purpose of this mental exercise is to create a psychological barrier that prevents negative words from penetrating your mind and spirit. By visualizing this protective force, you empower yourself to stay grounded and unaffected by negativity. Over time, this practice becomes a subconscious habit that strengthens your emotional resilience. There are countless examples of individuals who have used these techniques to great effect. One such example is a chosen one who had long been affected by toxic family dynamics. By incorporating daily meditation and visualization techniques into their routine, they were able to regain their sense of peace and purpose. Not only did these practices help them shield themselves from verbal attacks, but they also enhanced their overall spiritual growth. This individual reported feeling more confident, clear-minded, and focused on their path, no longer weighed down by the toxic words that once held them back. These spiritual exercises, when practiced consistently, can transform your relationship with both yourself and the outside world. As we come to the end of this video, I want you to take a moment and reflect on the relationships and conversations in your life. Who are the people that leave you feeling drained or uncertain about yourself after speaking with them? Is there someone whose words constantly make you doubt your abilities, question your worth, or feel diminished? It's important to recognize these individuals, even if they don't mean to cause harm. Subtle forms of verbal manipulation and negativity can be just as damaging as outright hostility. Ask yourself, who in my life is subtly poisoning me with their words, and how can I begin to distance myself from their influence? This isn't just about identifying the toxic people in your life, it's about reclaiming your power and energy. Awareness is the first step. Once you can see how someone's words are affecting you, you can make choices that prioritize your well-being. I encourage you to take action, whether it's setting boundaries, limiting contact, or even having a conversation with someone about how their words impact you. Remember, this is your spiritual journey, and you have the right to protect your peace. Don't be afraid to take that step, even if it feels difficult. The more you guard your heart and mind, the more clarity and strength you will experience. I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your experiences with word poisoners. Have you ever had someone in your life whose words chipped away at your confidence or joy? How did you handle it? Your story could inspire and help someone else in this community who is going through a similar situation. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'm dedicated to helping you navigate the path of a chosen one, and together, we can build a space where we uplift and protect each other's spirits. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when new videos drop, filled with wisdom and guidance to help you protect your energy and thrive. Conclusion. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final, important message. Your peace, your energy, and your spiritual journey are priceless. They are worth guarding fiercely because, as a chosen one, you have a unique light and purpose. There will always be people who try to dim that light, whether intentionally or unintentionally, with their words. But it is your responsibility to ensure that their negativity doesn't take root in your heart or mind. Your spiritual journey is about growth, healing, and discovering your true self, and you cannot afford to let someone's toxic words pull you away from that path. So, chosen ones, stay strong. Protect your mind, your spirit, and your heart from the poison of words. You are capable of incredible things, but only if you maintain the clarity and strength to pursue your higher calling. Don't let toxic words cloud your vision or weaken your resolve. You deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift and support you, not those who drain and diminish you. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. Remember to subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for more wisdom on navigating the path of a chosen one.